Hi guys, this is Eunice. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to the weekend, Saturday weekend of mystery, thrillers, and killers book sale. Okay, I'm excited about this. As I told you before, or said before, sometimes I do pick out certain books to do. And a couple weeks ago, I did a cookbook sale. And this week, we're going to be doing mystery, thrillers, and killers. Okay? So that's what I picked out today. Not very many books and so forth, but I will mention some of the books and so forth that are actually not here but are on the website and so forth. So, and I've also bought my glasses this time so I can put these on so I can actually read a couple passages or whatever and so forth to get you inspired to get a book, get settled in, and read. Okay? That's what I'm doing. Alrighty. We're going to first start out with one of my favorite authors and so forth, and this is Sue Grafton. W is for wasted. She don't spend no time in saying it. There we go. Okay. Um, of course, Sue Grafton, her novels are among five of the best series in America and so forth. That's saying a lot and so forth. And let me just say, it says after 3 decades, Grafton. Okay, we don't want to read her bio. I just want to give you a little bit of the actual book and so forth so that you can get a taste of that and so forth. It says the first was a local PI of subject reputation. He's been gunned down near the beach of Santa Teresa. What's that? Santa Teresa. It looks like a robbery gone bad. So there you have that and so forth. We already know that somebody's been gunned down. There is a murder has been taken, and also he's been murdered on the beach. So that right there gets my taste buds going and so forth to read how he was killed, why he was killed, and to watch Kinsey doing her thing. Okay, so we have that. Okay, the next thriller or killer is the president's daughter and so forth. This is a pretty good book, actually a great book. This was actually turned into a novel and so forth, and this is with Jack Higgins. Yeah, Jack Higgins. He's a great writer and so forth. So let's get a taste of what he is talking about and so forth. What's going on with this book? What's going on with the president's daughter? Okay, let's check that out. Let's see. Let's get into that. Okay. 20 years ago, a brave young man in Vietnam saved the life of a widowed French woman, and a brief, passionate affair escalated. That's not what it's saying, but that's what I'm saying. Escalated. Okay, now that the young hero is the president of the United States, a true golden boy until the day his world will turn upside down. On a visit to Paris, he sees his former love again for the first time, and the desire, uh, and let's see, the desire, his attention to a beautiful young woman across the room, his daughter, her daughter, she says, and his. Okay. It's still, the light is not good in this room, even though I'm trying to read a few of the passages and so forth to get your mouth watered for these mysteries, thrillers, suspense novels, and so forth. It's just that the light is not that good. So if I stumble a little, please forgive me because the light is not that good. And even with these glasses on, it's still not that good. But that there just gives you a good taste, okay, of what this book is all about. The man who is a hero is also a president and so forth and has a daughter. And of course, seeing someone you love, attention flares, and blah, blah, blah. and you know where it's going, and so forth. A great book to get your mouth watered and get reading and so forth. Another great book. Hopefully I don't stumble on this one here. But okay, this is Jack Reacher. And I've seen several of his movies and so forth. I think I've seen all that has came on television. Not to say every book is going to be made of a television movie and so forth. Because this one here, I don't recall the name of it and everything. Better Off Dead. Okay, that sounds horrendous right there. Better Off Dead and so forth. So let's see what in the world is going on in this book here, and why does this person is better off dead. Let me just check it out here and see. Okay. The light had been easy to find, just like he'd been told it would be. It was the only one in the compound that was still working, all the way at the bar end, 6 feet shy of the jugular metal fence that separated the United States and Mexico. He was alone and unarmed as agreed. The car showed up at 11:02. It kept the center of the space between the power rows of the lockup garage. They would have made of metal too. Roof wrapped by the sun, walls scalded by the stand, fire on the right, four on the left, and the remains of one more lying turn, and corroded 10 feet to the side, like something had exploded inside it years ago. So we got a meeting going on here, and we of course know that these are bad guys and so forth and things like that. We know that something is going on because Jack Reacher is on the case, and you know he doesn't care about justice. He just cares about the truth, about what's right and what's wrong. So here you go. Get your mouth watered into this book. Read this book. Pretty good, pretty good. Okay, here we have another Jack Reacher, and these books are sold as lots, which is the reason why I'm pulling out 2 Jack Reachers, 2 J.D. Robb, and etc. and so forth. But yeah, I want to get you going here. This is a weekend of mystery, thrillers, and killers. Okay, so let's see what Jack Reacher is doing in the Sentinel. Okay. Okay, as always, Reacher has no particular place to go, and at the time in the and has all the time in the world to get there. One morning, he ended up in a town near Pleasantville, Tennessee, but there's nothing pleasant about the place. And bored by daylight, Reacher spots a helpless soul walking into an ambush. That's all it took. And Jack Reacher is on it. That's all it took. See what I'm saying? So now, once you read that, once you see that, you want to know what's happening. You want to find out what happened, who this helpless soul is, who is Jack Reacher trying to help, and why is this man getting into an ambush and all that stuff. So I need to read some of these passages and so forth. Like when I'm book shopping for myself and so forth, that is pretty much the stuff that gets me. It's just the little tidbits of information. And once I get the little tidbits of information, I'm ready to get the book, ready to sit down and find out what the heck is going on. You know what I'm saying? What the heck is going on? Okay. Now, this is a pretty good book, and I'm actually surprised that you still have this book and everything, because a lot of people do like Linda Francine and so forth, and this is Death Angel. It's a pretty good book and everything, and she's a great writer. And with the Death Angel, we're gonna find out what is going on, and why is this book called the Death Angel? So let's check that out. Okay. When the body of a young woman is discovered in Central Park, the clock begins ticking for the assistant DA, Alex Cooper, and detectives Mike Champlin and Mercer Wallace to find the killer who has breached this what's that? Has breached the haven in the middle of New York City. Wow. So we get started with a dead body already. We have just gotten started with a dead body and so far. So now we need to know everything that has happened. How did this person become dead? Who killed them? Why they killed them? And all this and yada yada yada. So that's what I'm saying. Just a little tidbit of these books and so forth get you going, and then you want to find out. You just want to know what else is happening. What, why, where, and who, and how. Read the book. Okay. We have another book by Harlan Coben. I might be pronouncing some of these names wrong, as I usually do. As I usually do. Fool Me Once. I've heard that a lot. Fool me once. Fool me once, fool me twice, fool me the third time. Something like that. So we're going to find out why was this person fooled once and what's going on. Let's get into it. Okay. In the course of 8 consecutive New York Times, there's some don't need to read that. Okay, here we go. Former special op pilot Maya hung from the war sees an unthinkable image captured by her nanny cam while she is at work. Her 2-year-old daughter playing with Maya's husband Joe and was brutally murdered 2 weeks earlier. The provocative question at the heart of the mystery: can you believe everything you see with your own eyes, even when you desperately want to? To find the answer, Maya must finally come to terms with deep secrets and deceit in her own past before she can face the unbelievable truth about her husband and herself. There you go. Very interesting. Very interesting. Another man murdered. Murder captured on the nanny cam. And to find out why he was murdered, she got to go deep within herself, because there's a lot about her husband apparently she didn't know. So he may have fooled her once. And that might be the next reason why this book is called Fool Me Once. Very interesting. Okay. Okay, I've heard this David Bacardi, and so far. I've heard somebody mention his name, pronouncing it right on the YouTube a couple of days ago. Because not just I have his book. These authors that I pulled off and so far are not the rare books you won't get and this and that. These are the regular books you're going to see here and have everywhere and so forth, mass produced and so forth, paperback, hardbacks, and things like that. I prefer actually hardbacks myself and so forth, so usually I pick these books up and everything. And these books are very inexpensive, and that's the reason why you want to bind them in 2, 3, and whatever and so forth, because you have a lot of these books on the market and things like that. But because these are such great writers, these books are so interesting, is the reason they flood the market and so forth, and they are available and so forth, and things like that. So, The Hour Game. This is a very interesting book, and when I got this book, I was going to lock this book up with another book that I thought that I had with him. Well, lo and behold, the book that I was going to lock this book up with is again The Hour Game. Isn't that crazy? So I got the hardback in Hour Game, and then I have a paperback with the same book, Hour Game, and so far. So I can't lock this book up with anything. So this book is sold as an individual and so far and everything. I think this might be the only book I have, other than the paperback, which is the same book with the same title and so forth. So let's find out what's going on with this Hour Game and see, what's interesting about it. He is a good writer. He's well known. I've heard a lot of good things about him. I probably read some of his books also when I was doing a lot of reading. But for sure, I did read a lot of Sue Grafton books and so forth, the Alphabet Murders, mysteries, and so forth. Okay. See what I mean? A woman found murdered in the woods with a very special watch on her wrist. And what seems a simple case soon escalate into a nightmare. There you go. I believe we're talking about serial killers in this book here. I believe we're talking about serial killers. I think because I read a little bit about, glanced through it a little bit and so forth, serial killers. And what they're doing, the Hour Game, they are about to run out of time. It's an hour game to catch the serial killer and so forth, and to stop him from killing. And I believe he is killing women and so forth. Like I said, I have not read this book, but it does seem a very, very interesting book. Again, murder. That's why I said this is the weekend of mystery, thrillers, and killers, and so forth. And so we just found another dead body in this book here. Okay. Another dead body. Wow. Okay. J.B. Rom is a great writer. Another one that is mass produced and so forth. And this is the Kinder in Death. Kinder in Death and all that. So we know that there's somebody dead, somebody's been killed, somebody's been murdered, and so forth. And we do have to find that person. Let's find the person. And I don't know if you can see that initial there, because this could be a signed copy and so forth. I don't know, but there is an initial right there on this book. Okay, so let's find out what's going on with J.D. Rom. Okay, when the newly promoted captain of the NYPSD and his wife return a day early from their vacation, they're looking forward to spending time with their bright and vicious 16-year-old daughter who stayed behind. Why would they say bright and vicious? I'm going to make sure. Okay, that might, well, it's vicious. Yeah. I don't know why they would say that, but that's what the word is, vicious. Okay, 16-year-old daughter. Not even that worst nightmare could prepare them for the crime scene that awaits them instead. Deanna has been brutally murdered in her bedroom, and her body shows signs of trauma that horrifies even the toughest of cops, including our own Lieutenant Eve Dallas. Okay, I read that. You heard it. And so forth. The 16-year-old brutally murdered in her room, and the crime was so hideous and so horrible that even the toughest cops have trouble with the scene of the crime. So, Wow. That's all I can say. This is a killer weekend, people. A killer weekend. Killer weekend. J.D. Robb. J.D. Robb. I want to find out about all this stuff. I want to find out about the 16-year-old, why they say vicious 16-year-old, how she got killed, who killed her, and, what is going on. Why was she killed? Why? Why would you kill a 16-year-old? And she also shows trauma. So that means that they tortured her and so forth. Why? I don't know. Okay, J.D. Robb. Okay. This is the other J.D. Robb, and these books are lotted together. So you're going to get J.D. Robb, Treachery in Death. Treachery in Death says a whole lot about what's going on here. So we already know somebody has been killed, and it's a tragedy. Treachery. Yes. Okay. So, let's get into it. Okay. And of course it's Eve Dallas again. She is the captain. Okay. Eve Dallas and her partner, P. Brody, are following up on a brutal, senseless crime. An elderly grocery owner killed by three stone punks for nothing more than kicks and snacks. And for the first time, Peabody is primary detective on the case, which means she has to get used to a new level of authority and responsibility. Good thing she learned the ropes from a master like Eve. Okay, master like Eve. Okay. We got a grocery store owner killed by three punks for kicks and snacks and so forth. And, that's just stuff ain't right. But anyway, so not only do we have this murder going on, we have Eve, who's actually not in charge of the case, but her partner in charge of the case. So good thing, again, she has learned from Eve, who is a great captain and so forth. So we want to know who these three punks are. We want to know why they come in and just kill this poor man and so forth. And, even what kind of snacks they got. Who knows? We want to know. And we also want to know how Eve's partner is going to handle this case and so forth. And is she as good as Eve? So we want to know all these things. We want to know who, when, where, what, and how these things happen. So this is Eunice. Thank you for joining me on this Saturday evening of Mystery, Thrillers, and Killers book sale. Okay, check out our website and so forth. And it's https://pangobooks.com/bookstore/Eunice 261247. It'll be in the description box and so forth. So go find you one of these great mystery novels. Read up on what's happening. Excite your weekend with one of these books. So, and I'll see you next weekend with another book sale. Bye.